Alrighty, today it's February what 17th. Dude, today was fucking brutal. Okay, it looks bad here. Trust me. No losses were taken, and I actually only took one trade. This one I ended up staying out of. I'll give my reasoning for that. But we did take this initial trade. Got break even. Dude, this was just oh my gosh, bro. This is so frustrating. Um, Went through all that stress just for a fucking break even, like some actual bullshit. Anyways. Today, I actually was not expecting a trade whatsoever. All right, it did not cross my mind at all. Um, it was just a bunch of bullcrap. Same thing as Friday. Terrible conditions. Didn't like what I was looking at. I really couldn't even determine if I was bullish or bearish. I had to wait and see what market open presented itself with, and was initially bullish, then flipped bearish, and yeah, enough yapping. We're gonna go ahead and get into the recap. Where do we even start? I'm trying to think of how I should start this because this is gonna be tricky. 9:30. Okay, starting off on the 15-minute alone, just the 15-minute, right? Let me actually get rid of these drawings for a minute. What does the structure look like here? Okay, well, at this point in time, we actually look pretty bullish. We just swept these lows out. We have a break of, well, not necessarily break of structure, but we do have a change in same delivery right here. Probably inverse some 5 minutes. We did inverse a 15-minute right there. We have London high. We have Asia high. We have previous day or from Friday. No, this was previous day, Monday. I completely forgot. I don't know why I thought today was Monday. It's actually Tuesday. Yesterday was a bank holiday, and yeah, there's actually some setups that happened yesterday. I don't know if I'm gonna go over those. I'll just save that for the week recap. But yeah. Anyways, keep getting sidetracked here. If we look at ES, I mean, pretty much the same stuff. We swept these lows. We have London available, inverse this gap here, Asia high. So, I mean, the 15-minute, doesn't look too bad. But if we go to actually to the 4 hour, and before I do that, I'm just gonna mark the highest point of price on NQ. So, yeah, you can see why this looks absolutely dog shit. I'm gonna have to bring this back right there, just because it's so ass. Okay, so hold on, I gotta mute this. Oh my gosh, why are so many messages coming up at once? Okay. So we do see we're in a bearish trend. Now we have to see if we're gonna continue that trend or not. Here's that big old fair value gap that we tapped into last week on Friday, and we kind of just came to a halt there, and then we rejected out of there, and then we're back here. So where are we delivering from? Well, we did tap into this 4 hour all the way up here. I believe there's an SMT at that 4 hour. Yeah, there's an SMT at that 4 hour right there. Delivered out of there. Really didn't get much. We kind of just chopped. Then we ended up coming down here, and we actually closed below this hour or this 4 hour. So we did inverse that 4 hour bullish gap. We also delivered from this 4 hour up here. So although it looks pretty chopped, not really much going on here, we can confirm that our higher time frame on the 4 hour looks pretty bearish. All right, we have the weekly gap that we tested like about a week or two ago, whatever. So we most likely can see that being our target for the day. There's that weekly fair value gap. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for here, right? And then we also have this low here, but I think this ends up getting taken out. Now let me go to the hourly. Now that we established the 4 hour bias. Oh shit, went a bit too far. It's at 9, right? We resweep this low. We tap into an hourly. So although we rejected out of the 4 hour or inverse the 4 hour, we did reject out of this little hourly. It was just a retest. It wasn't like it was an untapped gap or anything. And really no direction in this candle. It's kind of like not really a doji candle, but we just have a huge wick to the downside and an even bigger wick to the upside, but also closing bullish. So you can see why it's pretty tricky. We have this hourly we tapped into, and then yeah, we have that 4 hour with Asia high and these highs, and just overall also we had a daily fair value gap, so I could definitely see if we were bullish. Price running up to this daily gap, that is a bit much to ask. Not really. It's just a little bit under 400 points, and my freaking mouse froze again. It's so annoying. Actually, I feel like that hasn't happened in a while. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to this. So now that we've shown that the hourly also looks pretty chopped, There's really no untapped gaps. Like I said, this just all looks like a bunch of crap right now. Now we can go ahead and head into the 15 minutes. So I really can't determine if we're bullish or bearish because we do have this weekly fair value gap down here that looks like we want to test or retest. We also have a low inside of the weekly fair value gap, so that's the main objective here. We did inverse the 4 hour. We're delivering off bearish PD rays, but then when you look at the 15 minute, we took out this low and had rejection to the upside. So that's I've kind of said that over and over. So I think I've made myself clear where I stand right there. So honestly, at this point, I really don't even know what I'm looking for at market open. I mean, I can see us, just I don't even remember what I could see us doing. I just had to wait. Like, there was literally not even a single prediction in my head. But market open, we do end up running up, okay? Now, I don't think there was a 15 or a 30 second that happened at all here, but we did have an SMT here, okay? Let me go ahead and mark that real quick. Here's the SMT, as you can see, very noticeable. And then we end up running up. We take London high. We tap into this 4 hour. Again, 9 untapped 4 hour. All these gaps that we see here, they're all been tested already. They're not unfilled gaps or anything. That's what I really don't like about this, okay? Every gap I see, we just already tested. This little miniature 4 hour here, this hourly that we tapped in down here, this 4 hour up here. It's just a bunch of, old, used fair value gaps, right? When you get a girlfriend, you don't want a girl that's been fucking used and been ran through a bunch of dudes. You want, a virgin, obviously. That's pretty much the only way I can put this into perspective. But that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Like, I don't want to see these used fair value gaps. I want to see untapped, very fresh, clean fair value gaps. Now, we have Asia highs, which are also equal highs as well. I'm not sure if you can tell. Wait, maybe on the 5 minute, I think it will show as equal highs. Yeah, on the 5 minute, you can see equal highs right there. And then we have this huge high up here, which is an intermediate high from that 4 hour that we tapped into. Now, I was really ideally just looking for a continuation model, right? You have a 5 minute right here. And since we came short of the Asia high on not only NQ but on ES as well, it was safe to say that, hey, I'm 100% bullish. This 4 hour doesn't mean jack to me. Not until these highs get hit, at least. So that's what I was looking for, especially with ES or NQ making equal highs. That's really, really what I was looking forward to. We had a huge bearish candle here. Now, once we tap into this 5 minute, I thought we would get a reaction from here and get some type of inverse and entry up there. We also had a little set of equal highs right there as well. So ideally, what I was looking for was something like this, right? And then aim a little bit higher, of course, to these. We had some highs up here. I don't know how that would have went, but we actually ended up just displacing through here. I thought maybe we just wanted to tap equilibrium of this range here, which we did, but we ended up just, closing through this 5 minute. Well, actually, what was interesting was, at this point in time, we can already tell that, all right, we're not getting an entry here, right? But this 5 minute doesn't even close, so, maybe we could have definitely gotten a 5 minute short here. We delivered out of a 4 hour. We completely just ignored and ran through this 5 minute. We still have a good draw to the sell side here, which I was originally looking forward to targeting. So a short was definitely a good, would have been good here. We also had a great break-even point. And yeah, last second, I think this was last second. If I go here and check, okay, I did not mean to go to the hourly. Yeah, this candle last second, we just pulled back up into that 5 minute instead of inversing it just by a couple of, how many points or ticks that was that? Let me see. I don't know, 3 or 4 points, whatever, but yeah, so we just completely stayed out of there. We stayed out of there, and then we displaced through this, and all I could see is this target doesn't really look too, key level to me. It's just the random low that we made, right? And if anything, it's a protected low because we swept this liquidity here, and then we tapped into this hourly or retested it. So like I said, the main draw was this low inside of this weekly fair value gap. So what I was looking forward to was a 5 or a 15 minute pullback, and then an inverse to the downside to look for continuations from there. And let's see, so we did tap into the weekly, which, I figured we could definitely just run up after tapping this, but I felt really confident in this draw here. So it was honestly, if it presented itself, it did. All right, if we got longs, I don't know if I would have, longs would have looked, no, I don't know. Now it got me thinking. I don't know if longs would have been good here or not. But yeah, really, I was just looking for shorts. If we didn't get it, I didn't really care. Um, I honestly wasn't really expecting to get it. I thought we were just going to reject off this gap and not give anything. But yeah, basically reswept this high right there. And I think that was the... Oh, no, well, never mind. Scratch whatever I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking, but... No, 1 minute. We did have a 30-second. I did not want to take the 30-second strictly because... Alright. Strictly because we had a 2 minute right there. Yes, it was pretty tiny, but I did not want to take a 30-second and then this 2 minute reject and we just continue higher. That would have fucking sucked. Alright, I would have been so mad at myself. So 100% stayed at a 30-second. Yeah, it was valid. I mean, the 2 minute could very much close all the way down here and I could get a worse entry than I would with the 30-second, but I'd rather take my chances with this. And yeah, and also one thing that I was looking out for was ES. I think ES, we did inverse this, but I think to the exact, point level. So I didn't like that. I wanted to see more displacement with this candle. But, I trusted in it. I didn't really like the break-even point because I saw this as a protected low since we did just sweep liquidity and tap into a weekly fair value gap. Just a bunch of protected lows, you know what I mean? Even here, now here. So my break-even point was we had a 30-second right here, and I really just wanted to see it inverse it. Once we inverse that 30-second, I wanted to go break even then because we should not come back and retest the break-even point after we inverse that. That was basically my thought process. So now I'm going to play this out. I think the 30-second was around right here. Kind of scared me a bit here with this candle. Thought this was going to get inversed, then we had a nice rejection, and then from here I felt really, really confident, and then we still kept fucking about. Came and retested this gap, and then huge displacement. Here's when I went break even. Excuse me for a moment, I have to sneeze. Oh crap, man, it just went away. What the heck? Yeah, did not come up to a 1-to-1. After here, we just straight rejected, smacked the break-even point. And then at this point in time, there's really nothing I could look for, or any re-entries here because this just looks chopped even on the 1 minute. I mean, anyone in the right mind can look and, distinguish good price action right here. Very smooth, great delivery between this. Very slow and choppy. And by the way, although the higher time frame structure was really bad today, it was not great. Like I said, a lot of mitigated gaps, right? A lot of gaps that have been tapped into. Just overall things just not aligning. Like I thought we were going to continue short here. I did not expect a long on open. The delivery, I cannot deny, the delivery was insane. At least in this little time frame here from the 9:40. Excuse me, 9:40 all the way down here to like 10 a.m. open. But yeah, just a bunch of bull crap. And then we opened up a 15-minute up here, so I'm going to mark that 15-minute. Huge displacement to the upside. Kind of glad I got break even instead of just taking this massive L. That would have sucked. But yeah, we filled this 15-minute completely. We did the same on ES, and then what did we get? I forgot. Oh, it was like a 30-minute, or what the fuck? 3-minute, not a 30-minute. That would have been crazy. So we got good displacement here, great V shape. We have multiple 1 minutes. So you can see here and here. And then we have a 2-minute right there. And then highest time frame, the 3-minute. We also had a 4-minute, but I don't really check that. Nothing on the 5-minute. So, yeah, basically I wanted to see it close through here. This would have looked a lot more better. I don't think we hit equilibrium of this. No, we did. Okay, that was actually another really good confluence here. We hit equilibrium of this range. Did we or did we? It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, yeah, we did. But we did inverse the 5-minute, and I did not like that. I don't understand why we did that. Things were not making sense to me there. But we did have like relatively equal lows here, so that was a great target. And I just did not like how this 3-minute closed. I mean, we had good displacement here. We have a doji candle here. This candle actually was about to inverse it, and we just popped back up at the last second. I don't know what the fuck that was, man. That was crazy. And then after that, I was like, I didn't really want to take this trade anymore. And then seeing how this closed, especially after what happened here, I mean, dude, this close sucked ass, bro. It was like 2.5 points. That just sucks. Not looking to trade with that type of delivery. And then not only that, the 2-minute didn't even close beneath. So this could have very much held. So a better play would have been to at least wait for the 2-minute. which could have been like right there, or this 4-minute, which was probably the same spot. That would have been a much better entry than a 3-minute. And I mean the stop loss, I don't know. I just did not like it. And then we end up hitting these targets, and I'm just so surprised that we did not hit this low inside of this weekly. Like that was such a strong draw for me. We kind of just chopped here and then ended up running up, and I believe that's it. There's like really nothing else to talk about here. Let's go ahead and play this out through 11. That's 11 right there. But yeah, just really bullcrap day, in my opinion. Don't understand why we did the stuff we did. We ran up, we failed to hit this target, and then we ran all the way back down here, failed to hit this target, and then ran all the way back up. Like, what are we doing here? Generally don't understand, but yeah, just to briefly go over the price action today, or the entire just day, right? Market open. We looked pretty bearish in my opinion. Structure didn't look too well, so I already had that in mind. Really wasn't looking to trade anything. I could not predict a thing to save my life coming into pre-market. I just really had to just wait and react off what market open gave us. Gave longs here, but we didn't give a setup, but give a really big bullish move here. Tap the 4-hour. Failed to hit these, so I was looking for continuations there. And then once this 5-minute failed, then I flipped bearish, looking for a continuation model down to my sell side target. We got that continuation here. I don't know if this was really A plus or not. I mean, I don't know. It's just way too in discount. It's definitely not A plus. Way too in discount, but it looked clean, not to take. We had a good break even point, I would say. And yeah, break even this trade. Pretty reasonable, but I mean, we had great displacement. I don't know why we didn't continue that down here. We just decided to run back up, fill this 15-minute. Now this looked a lot more A plus. You know, we hit equilibrium of this range, completely filled the 15-minute. I just don't like that we inversed the 5-minute, and I think some other gaps we inversed as well. You can see this 1-minute got inversed as well too. Did tap this little order block there. Then we gave. Now the one thing about this too that I did not like, which is why I'm contemplating on just not giving this an A plus rating at all, was the entry model. The entry model sucked. We had great delivery, and then we just chopped up here. Same thing here. We had great delivery and then chopped up here. So I did not like that. Did not like the entry that was given. A more better entry would have definitely been this 2-minute here. Stop loss could have probably been above that 2-minute. This looks so ugly. This looks like a negative R trade. I mean, yeah, it's a 1-to-1, but still, I mean, maybe something like this. I don't know. I'll have to figure out where I could put stop loss. But yeah, I didn't really like this. I love the idea of both trades. It's just there's certain things about each trade. This was just the entry model, and then this one was just, you know, too in discount. Didn't look too clean. Just, I don't know. I'm not mad at myself for taking this setup. Staying out of this, definitely reasonable. Not mad at myself for missing out on this. Even though this did hit, I think... No, it did not hit a 1-to-1. Oh, no, I guess it did. Just, I don't know. I'm not even mad that I stayed out. If I would have taken this, I would have 100% held to this low here, and that would have pissed me off even more than just if I just stayed out. But whatever, that's going to be it for this recap. I'm going to click date on this now, and then, yeah, we'll see how the rest of this week goes. Really hope we can keep good price action. Haven't traded much at all. Even last week, just took one trade. So far, took one trade this week. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. So, it's going to be it. And I'm out.